Gamers, there is a Corridors of Time-esque puzzle in Destiny right now that started the week prior. Now, I was not home last week. I was out of town, so I didn't have the chance to go collect all the chess pieces that you might have been hearing about have been popping up in the game. I would suggest hitting up someone else's location guide video for all those chess pieces. I think they're also appearing on your radar in various places, in the tower, in the nether, wherever the hell they are. But what I'm going to be doing today is taking you step by step on solving the giga chess puzzle that you can find if you go to the last city and you go to unknown antechamber, because you are going to use all of those pieces to solve 27 chess puzzles. I am just going to be giving you the answer. I'm not really going to be explaining a whole lot. So if you have all of the chess pieces, which you're going to need the overwhelming majority of them to do all of the puzzles, you're going to come here and just follow my step-by-step instructions. So first, I'll just let you know what you actually need to do here. You need to create checkmate on the Black King most of the time, and other times you need to also save your own king at the same time. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to E6 on the pawns. You're going to shoot. That will develop a pawn, which creates checkmate on the Black King. Next up, you're going to come over to your rooks. For puzzle number 2, you're going to hit this top right corner, otherwise known as H8. Shoot. That will generate a rook. That gets us checkmate. Next, we're going to have pawn E5, blocking the queen from being able to intercept. That creates our checkmate. Next up, we're going to do queen e4. I should also note that this is not the only way to do it. I'm sure there are multiple ways, but the whole point is that you run out of pieces as you do more puzzles. So not only does your late puzzle solving need to be good, but so does your early puzzle solving. Next up, we're going to have pawn e6 for puzzle number 5. That is pawn e6. And we're going to do knight d5. All right, next up is going to be pawn d1. In this case, we are saving our own king at the same time as we are checkmating over there. So we need to get rid of this queen. We drop a pawn here. Pawn would take the queen. That gets us our checkmate. Next up, we're going to do pawn f4 for puzzle number 7. And we're going to drop a rook on f8. There we go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to be doing our take mechanic. So this is going to flip a black piece into a white piece, and we are going to be attacking the c8 queen. And then we're going to give it a little pawn buddy to finish off the puzzle on b7. Next, we're going to be working with our delete mechanic, which just straight up removes a piece from the board. And that is going to get rid of the knight on f6, blocking the bishop to hit checkmate down here. Next up, we have 4 pieces that we need to do. We are going to do a bishop on h3. That's a queen. A bishop on h3. We are going to do pawns on f3 and c4. And we're going to have a knight on d3. Boom. Next up, we got 3 pawns coming in. We're going to have one on d7. We're going to have one on c6, cutting off the escape. And we're going to have one on e6, also cutting off the escape. We have 2 kings here. I don't know if that's the first one that had 2 kings, but I just happened to notice it. This one, we're actually not going to do a take. You could do a take, but we're trying to save a lot of our takes for later. So instead of taking the bishop, we are just simply going to delete the bishop on e4, and we are going to replace it with one of our own. That is puzzle number 12. Puzzle number 13, we're going to go bishop e5, as there are 1, 2, 3 kings. And we're just going to hit all of them at the same time. Knight h8, and we have pawns as well. We have pawns on b7. We have a pawn on f7, I believe. And then cutting off another escape, I think. No, we are protecting the pawn with a knight on h8. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right, we're going to be taking again. But first, we're going to put some knights on I skipped one. This is puzzle 15. Sorry, it's a little awkward. We have D4 and E4 pawns. Hitting those last squares that the kings can escape to. Now we're going to be doing this. So we're going to drop a knight onto E and G1. And then we are going to be taking this pawn on F3, hitting both kings. There we go. Next up, we're doing another take on C3 and on F6. We're just grabbing these bishops because the rooks have the perimeter of the board and the bishops protect each other. Next up, we have bishop on C5. Bishop on C5. And we're going to have two knights. Knight D3, knight F5. This is puzzle 18. Knight D3. And then 2 clicks up the board diagonally. That is another knight. We're going to be deleting E2 and D7 for puzzle 19. Getting these bishops out of the way of our rooks so that they can hit these kings. Next, we have bishop E8, which is going to hit the 2 kings in the middle of the board without being intercepted. This next puzzle is just this same puzzle, but now we have bishops blocking our bishop in the back. But we have this insane double pin on E2 with another bishop. Crazy. Next up, we have knight E5 to hit, I believe, a quad checkmate. So that is going to be E5. And then we're going to have a knight E3 for the next one. Just line up my pieces here. Boom. E3 for a little 2 queen protection of our kings and then hitting a checkmate. This one was definitely probably the most annoying puzzle to figure out. This is puzzle number 24. What we're going to be doing, we are going to be deleting the knight, our own knight, to get it out of the way of our other pieces. We are going to be dropping a knight on C4 to hit a king and a queen because we do need to protect our king. We're going to be dropping another knight on H3 to block the cutoff for this king. And then we are going to we're going to take C8, sealing in any sort of movement of that pawn over there, locking in both kings. And that's going to lock it up. Next one, we're going to have knights on D and E6, which is going to hit multiple of their kings and take out all of the pieces here. You're getting like a, I don't even know how many whammies that is. Septuple whammy? I don't know. Octa whammy? What are we doing? We're doing D6 and E6. We're going to be deleting F5, which is a pesky knight getting in the way. Is that D5? Or sorry. Deleting F5. Excuse me. Okay. And then we're dropping a pawn at G6 to help us secure this final king over in the corner guy. Next up, I think we had a couple of options, but we're going to save a queen to kind of flex on them. We are coming over to do knight B4 to provide some protection for the bishop that's going to be going in the middle there. Bishop D5. Is that correct? That looks correct. And then we're going to drop a knight on F6. We could drop a queen. We're not gonna, because we don't need to. F6. Yeah. Finally, we have this insane puzzle that basically requires you to take many pieces in the middle of the board. You could get here maybe with 4 takes. I got here with 3 takes, a delete, and then replacing a knight. So you are going to be taking knight F5. You're going to be taking knight E3. You're going to be taking knight C4. And then, I mean, you could do this in any order that you want, really. we are going to be deleting the D6 knight and replacing it with one of our own. Hitting all of the kings in the middle while also killing all of the queens attacking our kings. When that is complete, you should be getting like triumphs along the way, and you'll be getting weapons. You're going to get three shiny adepts. So you should really make sure that you have your rep track like fully done before you even like step in here if you're chasing those rewards, because it's free shiny adepts, right? Mine were all kind of bad. So anyway, Corridors of Time part comes in. The water reveals. You come over here. You are going to get this along with a buff. So we want this image right here. Take a screenshot. That right there. And then remember your number. Boom. 529. Signal frequency. In the description is some information about what you should be doing with the chart that just showed up on your screen. You're going to input it into this website, and people are collecting data to try to make some kind of a chart of all of these different chessboard configurations. Okay, I'm interrupting myself somewhere in this video, so it's probably a little jarring. Okay, so you get that image, and I said, like, okay, go check the description. So this is the website that you go to that you would want to input the data that you just got. So, like, for example, here's like an example image that I got earlier. Like, this was one of my grids. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're just going to fill it in the grid. That's it. Okay. So for example, I have a bunch of rooks here. Rook, rook. So this is some sort of an edge piece. Rook, 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 rook. It's a little time consuming. I'm not going to lie, but you know, you got to put all of these in individually. Right, and so you go around the board, okay, center fill, this is a dark red, and it has nothing in the middle, so I don't need to worry about anything there. And the signal frequency that I got was 2196. It's a little buff, like where normal buffs show up on the screen. It doesn't show up for a very long time, though, so you gotta look at it. And you can also, like, hit this image as many times as you need, so if you mess it up or you didn't see, you know, the signal frequency, just hit it again. It's no big. If you're wondering what this QR background is, they give an example down here. There's a bunch of boxes in here that looks like some sort of big QR code. If you don't have anything in the middle like that, then you would not check this. Upload your image to, what is it, Imager, so that they can verify everything, and then you're just going to hit submit. And that's all you got to do. I believe it is supposed to be a 64 by 64 grid. For a total of just under 4,100 individual pictures. And that should hopefully give us the next step that we need, because I think we are going to need to fill this entire chessboard with very specific pieces that will be revealed to us with a collection of all of these photos. So check the description if you want to help out the cause. That's those are the solves on the chess thing. That's it. Okay. Bye.